Alright, logged in with my other account, and now I'm I'm sure whatever I put here will show up. Well, you know what? I have a good feeling about this post. I'm gonna like it. Oh, it won't even yeah. You won't even pretend. You won't even overlay an animation to make it look like I thumbs it up. Wow, you guys are so fucking creative. Let's see what this
I
video is
honestly
about
can't
anyway.
tell if it's an intimidation thing and I'm meant to notice it, or if they think they're being clever and I'll just be like, oh, that's weird. They want to post something, but it just won't load the post. And then
Yep, gotta love them. They are really good at shadow banning. Gotta love free speech in America to these days. Where if you have too many thought crimes, oh, you can still do stuff, you're just shadow banned. We'll only show your videos to contrarians who will downvote them so that we can fake engagement and be like, oh, well, we showed we showed your stuff to a bunch of people, they just didn't like it. You probably need to try harder. No, it's because you sent the people who dislike everything. They're the contrarians. They are the ones who shadow ban. It's so much easier to just send the type of users who hate literally everything you put in front of them so that you can have them downvote stuff like my other one that got downvoted 6 or 8 times. Alright, let's check this one. I'm sure this is normal. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't even do a thumbs up either. Yeah. Weird. Weird how you don't like when I do this, and yet you're not clever enough to make it so that it's not obvious.
have a good day.
I hope they had a good day. You know what? I was being polite there. I'm gonna thumbs myself up. Oh, it did nothing. Because of course it wouldn't when I'm logged in by another account. And then when I try and like my videos, yeah, because I'm shadow banned. You're not even clever about it. Try and be more clever, you goddamn assholes. No, what? This isn't okay. Oh yeah, you just. Will you even let me do? Probably not. Let's see what other bullshit there is. I'm gonna see if YouTube Studio shows it was thumbs up or not. Alright. Oh, and it says 3 comments. There's only one, and there's one. Sure. I guess I could just do commentary over this. Yes, this was something I made a while back. It turned out okay. There are plans for it somewhere. It'll fix itself soon. It uses air pressure, it funnels air pressure. Well, when the orange seesaw lever type thing switches, it changes which of the valves are open, which are closed. And then when the gear, well, I guess it's a pinion gear because I use racks for that. Yeah, when the pinion comes down, it pushes that. When it gets over the 50% range, the spring will push it and it will switch. They just straight up shadow banned my entire account. They only show it to contrarians, and then even if I click on it, well, at least I'm sure the link, let me check this. I guarantee that the link that they copied, I bet they put so much metadata on it that if somebody tries using it, it's just gonna be like, nope. Or it'll allow certain people to see it and certain people not to see it. Because that's how everything is. You know those long URLs? Those aren't random. Those are descriptions of you, and you putting you, and then the video, and then what you're allowed to do and not do. It's all metadata at this point. And then you have that middle brick red type, I think it's called a pall, that'll get pushed to whichever side is going in the right direction. That's how the way this turned out. It could be optimized. By the way, if anybody wants this, you can have it. I don't care. I don't monetize anything. I put everything in the public domain because I find it more interesting to do that rather than profit off it. People can do whatever they want with that. It adds more complexity to the system if I just allow anybody to use it freely, can optimize it, can try and fix it, make a better version as long as you release it all Creative Commons 0, even if you make changes, and it should all be, it could be profited off of, but there should be no monopoly. And the thing at the right is a hairdryer. When I put the tubing around the input, or not the input, whatever the hairdryer would be, inlet, I guess. The inlet, where air gets sucked through, this system works. And when I change the tubing to the output, where air gets pushed through, it works. And this thing, it just converts two-directional motion to one-directional motion for things like a flywheel, and it can disconnect when there's no power going into it, so that it can kind of disconnect on its own, and it doesn't really give off too much friction when it's just coasting without any power. And right here, as you can see, I'm pointing to stuff, probably the valves, and showing how they work. And you have that blue thing, it's just the seesaw when the yellow stopper, I guess, gets pushed up. Goes through the seesaw, so it pushes the seesaw, that end of the seesaw up, so the other end of the seesaw goes down, which then closes the valve. So it alternates. Yeah, and both of those, the hose disconnects to two one-way valves, so it doesn't matter which direction the air is coming in, whether it be being sucked through or being pushed through, or like exhaust, or whatever the opposite of exhaust is. Inlet, input, whatever. Now, when air gets pushed through the hairdryer, it's not quite as powerful, but that's only because there's small leaks and stuff that I couldn't really find. And when air's getting pushed through, it's easy for the air to get out through this leaks, but when it gets sucked through, it gets out less. So, essentially, if I had done a better job of getting rid of the leaks, they would be about the same. Whether it be air getting sucked through or air getting pushed through. Doesn't really matter at this time. It's kind of too stupid to fucking care. It just knows that there's air pressure differences, and the only way to get rid of that air pressure difference is to do work here. It's kind of a breakthrough. It's almost weird that I just posted it and nobody seems to see it or do anything with it. It's also weird that when I try and send out links to it, all the links fail and everything else fails. Don't get me wrong, it's a clever way of suppression and sandboxing me to infinity so I can't do shit. Fine, I'll just post this. Maybe it's seen, maybe it's not. I don't fucking know. I know it goes through to its data center somewhere. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to try and suppress it forever, you can. You want to be quantumly entangled with suppression, by all means. So I wouldn't say this is a huge breakthrough, it's more just a different way of doing it. It's maybe slight improvement over some ways of doing it in certain circumstances. It's nothing that's insanely, well, it's interesting, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see what else it, Oh, another one where I thumbs it up or thumbs down and does absolutely nothing, even though I'm on a different account. Yeah, not Shadowbanned at all, that's fine. It's also funny that I have notifications on, and yet when I post stuff, it doesn't show it on that opposite account. Weird. Weird how that is. Nothing unusual about that. At least we still have freedom of speech. But we don't have the power of freedom of algorithms, and a meritocracy where the best things just kind of rise to the top. No, we have algorithms that choose the winners and losers. And those algorithms are chosen by tech companies, billion-dollar tech companies. It used to be you'd have a town square and you'd have a bunch of people yelling. And some people would yell better than other people. And people would be like, yeah, we should pay attention to that guy who yells better. But now it's just, hey, this person who yells is really good at infuriating people, and then everybody argues and stays on their platform longer, and we make more money. Yeah, let's just boost that guy's freedom of speech, and then lower the other people's freedom of speech. Yeah. But at least we'll try and make it look like we're being honest. We won't be. We'll just shadow ban people if somebody's putting out stuff that we don't like. We'll just make it so they can't be seen. Or we'll just boost the metrics for engagement by only sending the users who downvote literally everything. So that we can be like, oh, well, we sent it out to a bunch of people. They just didn't like it. You should try harder on your shorts. When really, it's not a random sampling of people. You just pick the people who hate literally everything you put in front of them so that you can just completely blacklist or whatever you want to do. Which is fine. It's definitely a way to do it. But it's a lame way to do it. And let me guess, my storage space is about to run out because you put so much goddamn bloatware on my system that I can't get rid of. Funny how you do that. Oh yeah, and then this was stupid. It would have been easier to just change the direction on the output axle. Just because you're going to add more just friction by adding all those gears to it for no fucking reason. But I kind of liked it. You can follow the path of the thing. Spins that direction. Regardless of which way you turn it, it will always pick that direction. And then you switch that. When you do that, that just moves both of the axles over so that now the other gear is in contact with it. And then it just funnels underneath so that they all can be aligned. There are better ways to do it, but this was fine. And there's not even really a good reason to do it like this. If you did really want to change the direction of it, you could have just done it probably on the output axle rather than this way, because you're adding friction that you don't fucking need. But I found it interesting at the time. God, this is kind of a boring video. Never mind, I kind of understand why nobody would want to watch this. Also, this is not patented. This has been somebody patented this in like the early 1900s, so I don't own any of this. Anybody can do anything they want with it. It's free for whatever. Yeah. And then this is just the same fucking thing. As you can see right now, the right-handed thing is, well, I just moved it, but now the left-handed thing is making contact with the bevel gears. Oh, I thought it would have had a joint on that one. Did not. It is boring. I can see why people wouldn't watch this. But I mean, obviously they're not going to watch it when YouTube won't just show it to people that they deem not allowed to see it. So I can move it back and forth, and as you can see, the orange gear underneath, it always makes contact with that, but it can slide along that. And then one bevel's always making contact while the other isn't, and then that dictates which direction it is going in, or could go in. It wasn't the worst way to do it. They're better, though. It did add friction. That was probably not necessary, but it's whatever it is. All my designs are free. Creative Commons 0, no attribution necessary. Anybody can use, modify, sell, steal, bootleg, whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I guess I'll dislike it just so I can see in the video editor if it actually will show up or not. Oh, now they're flying a plane over my house. And I'm sure they will use some sort of a Stingray thing to intercept everything I'm doing and then change it. Because they love changing my settings when I do things that I can't know about or prepare for because they hack everything. Seems like they'd probably want to win honorably, but no, they just love hacking stuff and stealing data and changing privacy policies and terms of service and leaking stuff and all this bullshit. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it doesn't matter for you to play honorably, you might as well just go the whole opposite direction and just be a kind of a bitch about it and just rely on a bunch of shit that people can't do anything about, like hacking everything and having backdoors to literally every technology and everything so that you control the algorithm, you control what people can do and not do, etc. God damn it, this was epic. Hey, let me do that. Well, I think because I already done it. I don't know why I'm so impatient watching that video. It's sort of boring. I didn't put context sets on there, so it wasn't getting pushed back and forth, but when the slant comes over and hits it from one side, it works on the other. Wow, this is boring. The music is kind of ridiculous and like, I don't know if that's the music stuff. And then in this variation you have the pinion gear with that little tag screwing that will hit the green seesaw thing. push it up. When that gets pushed up. Yeah, I didn't have any joint or motion links on there, but when it gets past a certain point, it will flip the whatever. I guess I kind of lost interest in adding more music to it, so I think there's no sound left in here. The refrigerator making noises. It doesn't do that all that often. Having a thought crime? Is that what I'm doing right now, refrigerator? My life is so fucking ridiculous. But yeah. Kind of funny how everything can be hacked. Literally every electronic thing can be hacked. At least the refrigerator is a clever way to do it. And yeah, if I'm not supposed to be doing this, somebody could just be like, hey, stop doing this. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. I'll probably just do something else then. And then we would be done. Nobody tells me not to do stuff. Maybe I assume I'm supposed to be doing this. Because what the fuck else is it? I'll abide by fucking rules or red lines or whatever the fuck if I know about them and I agree with them. But nobody tells me stuff. I assume maybe I'm supposed to be doing this. Either that or you probably could have just killed me or fucking raided my house at 3 a.m. and I wound up in a black site or some bullshit like that. You uncreative fucks would probably not be able to come up with anything more clever than that. And that's kind of fucking awesome. I like this. And then that's, I found that to be the easiest way to get the valves to alternate. I mean, there are other ways to do it, but this, relatively speaking, doesn't really have that much friction, especially if you get the tolerances pretty close, which isn't that difficult. Yeah, and then I have the 4 one-way check valves used so that if air is blown into the system, it pushes up on the red check valve and goes through that path. Yeah, the top linkage or route, I guess, pathway. Yeah, that's where air is getting pushed through. So when air is getting pushed into the system, it pushes down on the bottom check valve, and the bottom check valve, the flap can't go down. That presses against the washer, so that gets sealed off, and then the top check valve, the air will push past it, and then get to the top part, and then it will go down whichever route is open to it. And then when it passes through the canister system and does work on the bottles, then it comes out the other side, and it has to follow whichever path is open. Right now, the yellow rod thing is open, so it goes through the bottom, and then we'll go through whichever the check valve is, or whichever the route is that isn't being used, and then that clears the system. So it's always going to be neutral. Whenever there's air pressure involved, it will always try to get out the other side, whether it be positive or negative air pressure. Oh, fuck yeah, that was some music. Music's so stupid when you watch it like yourself. Alright, let me do some video effects. I remember back in the day when Microsoft just gave you, what was it, before they rebranded it. Oh yeah, Movie Maker. They just gave that to people for free, and then they took it away, and then they made everything behind paywall and made everything worse because they're Microsoft, and of course they would do that. Yeah, this video is not about Microsoft. Their bullshit is...
Old Spice Super Hydration keeps me 24/7 moisturized.
It's interesting that I'm watching a video on the other channel that I have, and my other channel is not monetized, yet I'm still seeing an ad for something. It's not like I get that revenue. No.
And
YouTube,
smells like a Fiji vacation.
Just take my ad revenue, because all you do is steal. Steal data, steal money. You don't care anymore. Stop ads. Oh, I thought it would stop ads because I'm watching it from a channel that I'm not monetized. But yeah, no, that's fine, I guess. Oh, they actually allow this one to be uploaded. It's crazy how I had 192 views, and not a single person is uploaded it. Not saying it's a great video, but like just average-wise, that's pretty unusual. Yeah, so when there's no... Oh yeah, I guess I could do that. Yeah, so when there's no input and the flywheel's rotating, it'll just keep rotating because the little pawl thing, the bottom yellow thing that can go back and forth, it'll just get pushed over, the yellow gear will push it over to the green, and the green will push it back, and that zaps a little bit of potential motion just from friction, but not that much really. Like, it does not slow down very quickly. Also, the kind of grinding sound, that's just the flywheel rubbing up against the housing. I should have added a washer to that. That's the fault of me for being too lazy to do the flywheel, not so much the mechanism itself. Yeah, so when the flywheel's rotating, it'll just rotate. It spins all the gears, but it doesn't care if there's no, output direction on there. It'll just push that thing back to get back and forth. And then when there is some sort of force applied or rotation on the input, as long as it's going faster than the flywheel's already turning, then the yellow pawl thing will grab whichever gear is going in the direction it can grab onto and spin it, and it'll be pushed away by the other one. And then when the directions reverse, it will latch onto the other one. Now the green one, as you can see, it goes gear to middle, intermediate, smaller gear to output gear. So that's 3 gears. Meanwhile, the yellow one just goes input to output. So they go in opposite directions, but at the same speed. No, I already showed this bullshit. No, it was fine. I think this was a better version. Well, it would have been a better version if just been lubrication and a little bit of tolerance difference. The only thing really wrong with that was just 3D printing and not getting tolerances right. The basic premise behind it is solid. Execution was just poor. As you can see, it does not matter which direction the input gear is going. The output will always go one direction when the lever's to the right, and then the opposite direction is to the left. So when you turn that, it's supposed to grab onto the axle and push it while also... Basically, I was just kind of concerned about there being too much friction, so I made it too loose and that caused some problems. But the theory behind it is valid. And if YouTube hates my other videos, they're gonna hate this one. Oh, whatever, they'll just shadow ban it. Or they could just shoot me through the fucking head or something. Whatever the fuck they want to do. But they won't do anything because they're cowards. Or they just have orders not to. I don't know. I don't care. Fuck you, though. I think my biggest problem with them is just they're uncreative. Like, you could definitely have done an overlay or done other ways to trick me into thinking that shadow banned them. No, just do the lowest common denominator. Everybody is free to play however the fuck they want. If they want to rely on some bullshit like hacking everything, relying on algorithms, or changing passwords, or having all my biometrics fails, and then making it hard for me to actually have my passwords work, yeah, no, that's very clever. Yeah, no, you win. I mean, you have billion-dollar tech on one side, and then like a phone that's a few years old, and you have backdoors into like all the software, hardware, and probably way more than anybody knows. Yeah, you're obviously gonna win. At least be clever about it. It's the laziness and the complacency. I don't like the laziness and complacency. Or all the other stuff, probably too, but that mostly just those two. Yeah, once it gets going, it's good. The flywheel, I think, was... Oh, yeah, and then this was part of it. So as a patent application, I withdrew my patent application and officially... Yeah, with this one, it's officially donated to the public domain. I did a what's it called? Express abandonment. I probably wouldn't have even gotten a patent for it anyway. There was something similar to it. Invented in, like, the early 1900s that was... apparently very similar. Which is good. I was going to waive patent rights to it anyway, because I don't fucking care about it. But Carrot gets out, but I don't need to be... Oh, yeah, and then also... Weird. You won't even let me do that. Not weird, it's exactly what you would do if you were uncreative. So, it's exactly what you would do. It's also funny how it used to be I could save to a bunch of playlists all at the same time. Now I have to go one at a time. Save to filming, now I have to do again. It's funny. It's just the least creative. Like, if you're gonna do what? A man in the middle or an overlay or some bullshit pussy-ass tactic like that, at least be clever with it. Or maybe this is as clever as you can do, in which case, good for you. At least you're trying. I don't even think you're trying that hard, though. I don't think they put the best people in charge of these things. No, that's fine. I mean... maybe it gives a job to somebody who's mentally retarded. That's good. Those people deserve, respect. And I will apologize for being rude if that's what it turns out to be, which it might be, because they're very bad at their job. Not there's anything wrong with anything, but just, like, try and do better. This was actually patented and then expressly abandoned. What's the patent number on that? Oh, you can check. But, yeah, it's expressly abandoned. Anybody can use it, sell it, modify it, optimize it, whatever the fuck you want. Everything I do, I donate to the public domain because I find it more interesting that way. More complexities add to the system if I just release everything freely without attribution, without any sort of barriers to entry or any other bullshit. I like that. I like whatever I've done. I mean, ideally, I will never be known and I'll be ghost in the machine and it's just somebody made this rather than having an identity linked to it. That's what I would like, but I kind of feel like I'm past the point of that. And basically, well, especially with the patents, all patents are public domain and searchable, so I don't think I can just be ghost in the system. And if I have to be part of this, I will. But, yeah, I find it to be better just things existing, no authorship, and just people can do it. It adds complexity to the system, because nobody goes down that route. Or few go down that route. Going down the route of doing things for money, power, fame, success, all the rest, are fine, but you get no new information that way because everybody's already gone down those paths. All the information's already been found by others. Going down this path, it's a really stupid fucking path to go down. Just not make any money from anything. It's just kind of a lot of risks and not much reward. But at the same point, nobody goes down those paths, so there's a lot of information down those paths. Information adds complexity to the system, and the system needs complexity. I don't know what the fuck the system is, but I know it would fucking rather have complexity than the bullshit of same thing over and over again, just different variations. That's entropy. I don't agree with that. So I do it this way. It's a very stupid way of doing it. Not saying it's for everyone, not saying everybody should do it. Just I like doing it this way, so I do it this way. Although maybe this is a cautionary tale because this just ends terribly for me. In which case, so be it. I mean, they've already suppressed this. I assume they can't. Does suppression on everything break at one point for me? Or do you just try to hide all of that? Maybe you could probably do either, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious. And then when the... Oh yeah, maybe I explain this. Yeah, so this is a lock, somewhat unpickable, just in the sense it's done differently. Normally, a lock, you have a key, and then you have a pin stack, which is the vertical one right at the top. And then those pins go up and down, and then when the correct key is in there, it lines up all the pins to the correct height, shear height, and it can rotate. However, if you pick it open, then you pick the first rack, pick past the first rack, but as you rotate it, there's not a key in there, so all of the key pins have fallen. And then I added a second rack that it rotates past, and if you have the correct key in there, the key pins are still at shear height, and the core will just rotate right past, nothing happens. If it was picked open or raked open or anything else, then there's no key in there, and as it's rotating, then the pins in the second stack will fall. When the pins fall, you have the green, whatever I've been calling those, I forget. And those will rotate inward and then block. Yeah, basically whatever the fuck it is I'm doing here. Those fall. Then the green thing rotates in the way of the yellow pin. And when that happens, I guess I'll just continue this. I'm surprised that they let me get this far without just pretending like my storage was full and letting me do it. Oh, alright. I'm sure this will, I don't know what the fuck. I can't be sure of anything, so I'll just stop talking here. But yeah, with the lock, yeah, the green thing can rotate. If any of the pins in the second stack fall, which they would if there was no key in there and it was rotating past, then the green thing will both fall and will push the teal bar thing over. Now, when you try to pick open the second set of pins, you can't push it up above the core because now the green thing's in the way. So now that pin will always be stuck between the housing and the core, and you cannot turn it. Now, you might think, oh, the lock's broken now and I have to completely disassemble it to take it out. No, you don't. I thought of that. When that happens, you have the teal bar above it. So if any of those fall, all you have to do is Yeah, we get it. They fell. Okay. And then I have the gearing through the system. So right now, just pull, yeah. So that one has fallen, and it can't get out. But when I pull this down, translates through the door and raises all of them out of the keyway again. Now, when you go to the other side of the door, you put the correct key in, raises everything to the correct height. All of the key pins that were locked in between the core and the housing now can go up. And you also are alerted that somebody tried to break in because that little lever will be down if any of the green things. It's an okay thing. It's free for anybody. I don't care about this.